It was a day that rocked Columbia County. 6 years later, if the fines have been paid in the Didion milling explosion.
And holding on to hope. An update on the search for the missing in the Iowa collapse building.
Yeah, we are tracking some showers and storms. These are off to our west, but some of the instability headed into the Badger State the next few days. We'll time out the chances of rain coming up.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly Slifka's got your first one forecast this morning. Talking about some of those rain chances. What's our best shot at getting a few drops, at least something to relieve this drought?
So dry out there,
yeah. We do have those chances over the next few days, but the best chance is going to be tomorrow. So don't get your hopes up too much for much activity today. Consider yourself lucky if you see one of these showers pass through your neighborhood. It should be fairly brief. Right now it's quiet here. You have a cluster near Mason City kind of fizzling out, but some of that instability headed our way over the next 24 to 36 hours. Milder start to the morning. We're starting out at 60 here in Madison, Mineral Point up to 68, 64 in Platteville, Monroe at 66, while it's down to 49 at Camp Douglas, 46 in Black River Falls. So it's going to be a very warm afternoon with partly sunny skies. We head into the upper 80s. Starting to notice the humidity come up just a little bit today, not still too bad, but you will notice the humidity tomorrow going into the rest of the week into Friday and Saturday as well as temperatures get close to 90. That would be the first 90 of the year so far. We do have these chances of showers and thunderstorms for the rest of the week, but the best chance, once again, will be on Thursday afternoon. Quiet this morning. We'll look at partly sunny skies. Temperatures in the mid-80s here at the noon hour. Still should be dry. It won't be until after 3 o'clock. We'll start to see a couple of these showers pop up on radar just due to the heating of the afternoon. A little bit more humidity. They will be brief as they move through and should be dissipating as we get toward the dinner hour tonight. So traveling about, looking at partly sunny skies. It's going to be warmer this afternoon as temperatures head in the upper 80s. Maybe an isolated shower. Once again, most of us won't see them for the afternoon commute. We'll time out the better chance of rain tomorrow coming up.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kelly. Today marks 6 years since the deadly explosion at the Didion milling plant in Columbia County.
5 people were killed, 14 others hurt in the incident.
Cambria Fire, Cambria EMS, you are needed at Didion Milling, 501 William Street. A lot of fire, smoke, and a large explosion being heard.
The U.S. Department of Labor determined the explosion was caused by dust hazards that could have been prevented if safety protocols had been followed. Didion was fined $1.8 million. They appealed that number in 2017. They say they didn't agree with the violation categories and expected the appeal to take about a year. Well, as of today, OSHA considers the case open because Didion still hasn't paid those fines.
We did reach out to Didion. They sent us the following statement. It reads in part, "Our thoughts and prayers remain unwavering for those affected by the incident 6 years ago. We'll never forget. We're committed to continuing to serve our team, community, farmers, and customers with the highest safety and quality standards." Didion also said the appeals process is still ongoing, which is why the over $1.8 million fine has yet to be paid.
6:02 now. Crews are trying to figure out how to safely search for residents who might still be in the Iowa building collapse. 5 residents of the apartment building are unaccounted for this morning. Search crews think 2 could still be inside. This after the city of Davenport planned to demolish the building before a 9th victim was pulled from the rubble. A candlelight vigil was held outside the building last night.
I don't believe he's alive. He's always helping people, and he's friendly. He's got some of my nicety that I have, so he's just, I think he's like 51 now.
A gas leak likely caused the collapse on Sunday. Crews are concerned the building could fully collapse at any moment.
A live look now at the nation's capital, where there's movement this morning on the compromise to avoid a debt ceiling crisis. A vote is scheduled for today on the bipartisan agreement to suspend the nation's borrowing limit. Last night, a group of GOP House lawmakers made a late sales pitch for the bill after it barely made it out of the Rules Committee. Now it heads to the House floor. The agreement suspends the nation's borrowing limit through early 2025 in exchange for things like cuts to IRS funding, tighter restrictions on food stamps, and energy permitting reform. But a growing number of House Republicans have threatened to vote no, arguing the bill doesn't go far enough to rein in federal spending.
Not one Republican should vote for this deal.
Confident that we will avoid a catastrophic default.
Meantime, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the U.S. will run out of money by June 5th if a compromise is not passed. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the Senate will take up the bill as quickly as possible if it passes the House.
Hello, Iowa!
Campaign 2024 picking up already. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis kicking off a multi-stop tour through Iowa this week. Former President Trump continues to be the party's frontrunner, though a March poll from Iowa's Des Moines Register shows his support is waning in the state. Trump taking aim at DeSantis, criticizing his handling of the pandemic in Florida on social media. Here's DeSantis' response.
I mean, if you say Cuomo did a better job with COVID than Florida did, first of all, that's not what he used to say. This is like new. Like 6 months ago, he would have never said that, right? He used to say how great Florida was. Hell, his whole family moved to Florida under my governorship.
Meanwhile, President Trump also stumping across Iowa. He already had scheduled stops in the state Thursday, the former president, now adding a few for today as well.
More local news now. One of the teenage suspects accused in the shooting death of an 11-year-old will be back in court today. Now 20-year-old Jerry Ward has a plea hearing scheduled for this morning. He was 17 when Anissa Scott was shot and killed while in a car. He is facing charges of first-degree intentional homicide. 2 other teenagers were also charged in the murder.
A Madison man is sentenced to 20 years in prison after pleading guilty to stabbing 3 people at a bar last May. Julius Goodwin pleaded guilty in February to 3 counts of first-degree reckless injury for last year's stabbings at Club Lamarck. He was also ordered to spend 13 years on extended supervision after being released. The stabbing victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries in that incident.
6:06 now. Fentanyl poisonings are quickly becoming a major concern for many parents as the drug claims the lives of children.
Teenagers willing to try Adderall or vape marijuana are instead finding themselves at risk of losing their lives. Tahalil Moaddin shares one mom's tragic experience and her push to save others.
I ordered this banner, and this is one of several that have been made of all teenagers.
These young people all have one tragic thing in common.
These are kids that are just experimenting.
They lost their lives to a fentanyl overdose.
It's so tragic, and I just want to save parents from this nightmare.
For mom Michelle Coleman, one face in particular stands out.
Yeah, there's Cade.
At 18 years old, her son Cade Reddington died in a UW-Milwaukee residence hall after taking a pill he thought was Percocet, but was instead 100% fentanyl.
He passed away with other kids around him who had no idea that he was overdosing.
Since his death in the winter of 2021, Coleman has helped bring the life-saving medication Narcan, which reverses the effects of the drug, to 11 of 13 UW campuses. But now she and other advocates want to take things a step further.
We think it's really important that this starts at a much younger age, that we get the Narcan in the schools.
They're backing a bill that would require all Wisconsin schools to make Narcan or another anti-opioid medication accessible at all times. Officials from the Wisconsin Association of School Boards say they agree the issue needs attention. And while they support the spirit of the bill, they're not yet ready to get on board.
There are a number of terms in the bill that we're talking about that aren't well defined.
They have concerns around medication tampering, staff liability, and a state mandate that comes without funding for execution.
I'd like to know more information about just what the extent of the problem is within school buildings.
If this mandate helps save one life on our school grounds, it will be worth it.
Tahalil Moaddin reporting for us. Several districts across the state already have Narcan available, either under lock and key or with school resource officers. To make it available at all schools, some are recommending using money from the state's multi-million-dollar opioid settlement.
8 after 6, 61 degrees outside. Coming up, Badger volleyball. Before the season even starts, they are headed to Europe. What the ladies hope to get out of their trip.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Josh Breiter. On this last day of May, it means it's time to take a look back at all the fun we've had this month in the 608. Stay tuned.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
You've evolved. You've changed. So have we. That's why new Dove Body Wash now has 24-hour renewing micro moisture for continuous care. New Dove Body Wash. Change is beautiful.
Want to work out for free? This summer at Anytime Fitness, you can get up to 3 months free. Get more for your membership than just machines with 24/7 access and a community of support. Hurry! The earlier you join, the more you save. Stop into Anytime Fitness now and get the summer free.
The garage door is America's new front door. So why not look at it in a whole new way? Let Precision's experienced designers come to you. Let us show you the difference a new Precision garage door can make.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
We've got your back, road warriors, because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
No more suffering from chronic nagging joint pain. The hope for relief is here at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids.
Nothing beats giving people their quality of life back. And that's what we do here at QC Kinetics, every day.
Regenerative treatments provide long-term results by addressing the root cause of pain right in the office. Call for your complimentary consultation today. QC Kinetics. Finally, hope for relief.
For over 50 years, Purina Cat Chow has been helping cats feel at home with trusted nutrition. No wonder it's the #1 dry cat food in America. Come home to Cat Chow.
That's me before Dawn Power Wash. Now Power Wash gives me the power of an overnight soak in minutes with 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that help break down, loosen, and lift away food and grease. So much faster. It's more than soap. It's Power Wash.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive contains ALA to relieve nerve aches and B-complex vitamins to fortify healthy nerves. Try Nervive and try Nervive Pain Relieving Roll-On.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. It's the last day of the month. Time to take a look back at all the fun Josh has had in the 608 this May.
Sounds like a plan. Josh Breiter's in studio this morning to show us all the good times from the month of May. Hey, Josh.
Hey, guys. Be honest. You guys had fun, too. Leah, I know you're going to...
I had a lot of food.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to have a burger in your face here in about 10 seconds.
Spoiler alert.
So another fun month here, guys. I can't believe we're already talking about May 31st. Summer is here, and we've already been busy. Let's take a look at some of those inspirational stories this May in the 608. Look who showed up this morning, guys. Bucky Badger himself, exclusively here on News 3 Now this morning. A lot of excitement. Go Badgers, 100 days. You guys have dozens of these kind of all over. Some a little bit easier to spot than others. It's so good.
Look at your face.
I know,
oh my
it's
goodness.
all over the place.
All right, well, let it meet. Meantime, if you have any inspiring stories for Josh, email him for a chance to be featured.
$209 a pound, so this is probably worth a couple of dollars here, this one little piece.
Tiny little shaving.
Oh my gosh. That is so good. Photojournalist Mark Schilling, would you like some? There you go. I do have a box on standby. If Mark and I don't finish this first.
Don't even think about it, Mark.
We've got Jack and John. They have cream puffs for us this morning. These are the first cream puffs of the weekend. Guys, back to you.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Oh, very jealous.
Jeez,
very
Josh.
jealous.
Bring some back.
Good lift. I think we got a competitor here.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see you tomorrow morning.
I think I'm looking pretty good so far this morning. I think Mark's over here, I think. Oh, yes, I hear him snapping his finger.
Over here, Josh.
The McFarland man reminisces his family farm with this.
My dad over in the end of the barn would say, giddy up. My mom would make the horse go, and the hay would go into the barn on the hay fork.
That's so cool. I mean, you got into big detail. Checking out the duck pond and what's new for experiences this year. They also are giving you a whole new bathroom experience. They updated everything as far as here. So fans are going to be feeling very grateful for this new bathroom. We got a little cheese grate on the
He had to fit in a pun. Can't get through a live shot without a pun, Josh.
All right, Chris Stanford, do you have that bird book handy?
Oh, my
Look
siblings.
at what's up for auction
no,
right now.
I don't. The big red one in the middle is a cardinal, I can tell you that.
Nice job. Proud of you. I see a hummingbird, a white-breasted nuthatch, perhaps, in the corner.
The blue jay on there.
I am signing you up for the Audubon Society. That is just a thing of beauty.
Cheesing away, what I do best, right? Remember, you can always watch our features by going to channel3000.com/in the608. Chris and Leah.
Your face stuffed with that cheeseburger.
Oh my gosh.
It's like dripping down.
Resist yourself.
That's great.
I wish we could have just paused on that moment just for about 7 seconds or so. Like,
people are eating breakfast, Josh. This is a family program. No one needs to see me eat anymore.
Be you, Leah, be you.
Cut me off. Josh Breiter, thank you very much.
Don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
6:15. Kelly Slifka has your first warn weather. How's it going outside, Kelly?
Beautiful morning out here. Definitely very calm. The winds are calm. We've got clear skies above, and temperatures are a little bit milder this morning. And we're going to be heating up pretty quickly later on today. Look at this shot. The Lake Mendota is basically glass this morning. Those sailboats aren't moving anywhere, even though they are anchored down, obviously. But not a whole lot of wind this morning. That will be picking up a little bit later on today. But boy, do we need some rain. For the month of May, May's typically a fairly wet month. We've only had 87/100ths of an inch of rain. Obviously, this is the last day. I don't really think here in Madison we have a very good chance of adding to that total. Our average is almost 4 inches, and we're at 3 inches of a deficit for the month. Now, this is taking a look at our chances of rain. Slim chances at that today, tomorrow, and also Friday. And you can see we are not expecting widespread good amounts of rain. Most of these showers are going to be brief. So most locations, if you see these showers, 1/10 of an inch or less. So bottom line, we are expecting some warmer temperatures for this afternoon and going into the later part of the week. Temperatures approaching 90. The humidity goes up. We need that humidity to produce these chances of rain. They should be widely scattered today and Friday. I think the best chance, and it's not great, but a little bit more opportunity going into tomorrow. Dew points are still fairly comfortable in the lower 50s. They come up from the 30s and 40s that we had earlier in the week. So it's starting to get a little bit more moisture in the air. And typically we think of dew points in the 50s fairly comfortable. Notice it a little bit as you get closer to 60. These dew points will get in the low 60s tomorrow going into Friday. So you will be feeling a little bit more sticky going forward. 88 expected today. The average now is 74. Here's that system off to our west that's been stalled, firing some of these showers and storms over Minnesota, Iowa, and parts of the plains. That instability is going to be creeping toward us and giving us that chance of rain. 60 at Madison, 68 at Mineral Point across Dane County. You're seeing some low 60s, so a mild start to the morning. So as we go through this afternoon, we'll see some of these isolated showers pop up, but not until after 3 o'clock or so. These will be very spotty and brief. They should dissipate before 7 o'clock. Tomorrow, a little bit more activity developing, maybe a little bit sooner, maybe a little bit closer to 2 o'clock. But once again, these will be brief showers, not expecting any kind of washout by any means. And a lot of these will dissipate probably a little bit later as we go toward 8 o'clock. So we do have those slim chances of rain the next few days as we get closer to 90, a very warm, dry weekend. Cold front will bring us a little bit of cooler weather, it looks like, by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
In 2 days, the Wisconsin volleyball team will embark on their 2-week foreign tour in Europe, where they'll play 7 matches against high-level competition. And all 15 Badgers will be making the trip. So not only will they get extra practices together, but Kelly Sheffield's squad will get in-game competition, which will help them get ready for the upcoming season. And that's a win-win. And oh yeah, they're going overseas to win too.
Just being together and just growing, experiencing new things, getting out of your comfort zone is a really big part of this. Creating memories, playing against hopefully high-level competition along the way, and getting a month of training.
We've definitely set that standard, like, hey, this isn't just a vacation. This is where we're going to get better. We're going to play against really good teams with really good players, and this is another opportunity for us to get better.
But the excursion isn't just a business trip. The Badgers do plan on sprinkling in some fun during their stops in Turkey, Slovenia, Italy, and Switzerland to experience the different cultures, try new foods, and just to see the sights. And with stop number 1 on the tour, a homecoming for Gigi, This group can't wait to experience it all together with their teammate as a tour guide.
Learning about the different cultures and the different countries that we're going to visit. So that's been super exciting as well, especially since we're going to Turkey first. And Gigi is from Turkey, and she was kind of telling us all about it.
We try to max out. We'll compete like crazy, but we're going to go see the highlights and you know, hopefully eat good food and drink and be able to see some of the great places around there, and then go and play high-level competition at night.
Let's kick it. Oregon hosting Clinton in a Division II regional semifinal, and the Panthers pounced early. Tegan Schenecker takes it all the way into the box and then taps it home to make it 1-0 Oregon, not even 30 seconds into the game. Then 20 seconds later, it's Ashley Wolf ripping one into the back of the net. Panthers move their unbeaten streak to 44 games and advance to the regional finals with the win. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
Up next, an example of what happens when you let kids make the decision.
Turns out pretty interesting. And as we head to break, a look at gas prices locally and across the state this morning. Here in Dane County, you're paying $3.49. Across Wisconsin, the average $3.53. We'll be right back.
Watch News 3 Now at 5 with Eric, Susan, and Gary. Weeknights.
We're kicking off Bob's Summer of Savings in all my stores coast to coast this Memorial Day weekend. Celebrating over 30 years of furniture fun in my now 165 stores across the United States. Plus, get Bob's discount on my highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get an Explorer and get 0% APR financing for 36 months, $1,000 low APR cash, and $1,000 retail bonus cash. See your dealer.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Check out our lighting showroom and update your home with a coordinated look. Patriot Lighting is available in so many unique styles and finishes. You're sure to find a look that's right for you. With more than 300 stock lights priced under $100. Pick up this ceiling light for just $49.97 after 11% rebate. Visit our lighting showroom or check out all our lighting options on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
This is Iowa. We just haven't been properly introduced. Say hello to the place where rolling hills meets low bills, where our fields, inside and out, are always growing, and where the fun is just getting started. This is Iowa. So, when are you coming to see us?
Price pinch, give it the hammer. Workload overload, give it the hammer. When times get tough, the tough, give it the hammer. Arm & Hammer, more power to you.
Milk with your cereal with Fairlife. It's more like cereal with your ultra-filtered milk with a creamy taste plus 50% more protein, 50% less sugar. Turn nutrition into nutrition. Fairlife, ultra-filtered milk.
When you download the Pick and Save app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons sent straight to your phone. Save big today when you download the Pick and Save app. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Get Bob's discount on furniture, on lamps, on chairs, on mattresses, on rugs, too.
Get Bob's discount!
Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning with us.
Hey!
Whoa!
We wanted to celebrate Kelly. It's his birthday today. You thought you could sneak that by us? I knew that was going to happen. I knew it, and I was still scared.
I didn't know it was going to happen. I
thought that was a light that went out or something.
You all on your toes.
We had one left over from Chris's 40th, so Josh had to use it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Happy
You know,
birthday.
another trip around the sun.
You don't look a day over 22.
Well, I've had many more than that.
Good looking man. Good looking man.
What keeps you feeling young is just how active you are, biking everywhere, playing a lot of sand volleyball. I heard you say the other day on the radio, you got your sand legs back.
I got my, and I actually played yesterday. I'm going to play again today for my birthday, so that's my, I got to take a day off someday this week. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow.
Do you?
Tomorrow.
Do you have to take a day, though?
Well,
Yeah, that's
no, I don't. I'm going to, so I
The
can get...
secret to aging well is volleyball one day, rest the next.
Yeah, I need to get some rest. It's been so nice lately that I haven't been able to do that, but
so you're taking advantage of it.
I hope it rains all day tomorrow, for my sake. Anybody else?
We're good farmers. Look at him behind us. That's nice. That's nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Well,
surrounded by Kelly. Happy birthday, Kelly.
I appreciate it.
You've been such a great addition to this morning show.
Thanks.
We really appreciate you and all the work you put into that forecast. Because, you know, you shoot it straight. This is what I like about Kelly. I'm going to keep slow because it's his birthday.
Keep going. Keep going. Let's hear it.
Bring it on.
You know, some people overhype it. You know, some people might, you know, downplay it. You're right in the middle, and I appreciate that.
That's the way you got to do it. I mean...
You're real.
You gotta keep it real, yeah. So.
I appreciate that.
Sure.
What do we have going on today in the weather? We're going to make you work on your birthday.
Well, okay, here we go. We got a pretty nice start to the day. Temperatures in the 50s out west, 60 in Madison. Looking at partly sunny skies. Very warm afternoon as we get in the upper 80s. Isolated shower. I wish we'd see more on the radar, but not expecting much today. Temperatures in the upper 80s.
Thanks, Kelly. Happy birthday, friend. We're going to be back right after this with your local headlines.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Hi, my name is Joe Lanus, CEO of the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra. Today, we're rolling out Building the Community Beat content series. We developed this series with our partners to unite brands who invest in the arts and our community. Today, we'll be featuring our good friends at Exact Sciences.
Exact Sciences is proud to call Madison our home. We've been in this community for 14 years and are excited to continue to expand here. We're on a mission to eradicate cancer and the suffering it causes. We do that through our tests that help detect cancer earlier, monitor, and help guide treatment.
The Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra does so many things in our community. One of the things we're most known for is Concerts on the Square. Having done it since 1984, this year celebrating 40 years. To be able to bring the community together through music in a live, free format for 50,000 people each week, it really brings the community together and all the partners that make this event possible.
When Exact Sciences first started building a name in this community, people didn't know who we were, and we were attracting people from all over the globe to come work for Exact Sciences on this incredible mission. The combination of innovation, creativity is in arts and science. And one of the things we love about bringing candidates to Madison is showing off the vibrant community we have. And the organizations like the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra put on amazing events and bring that culture to Madison that makes us the vibrant place to live and work. It's something we've been doing for years in sending our employees to Concerts on the Square and sponsoring the events that are taking place to demonstrate that involvement in the community and the great partnerships that innovation and science can have.
It is an honor to be able to bring Concerts on the Square to our community each summer, and we're grateful for the support of all of our partners like Exact Sciences that makes this possible.
You've evolved. You've changed. So have we. That's why new Dove Body Wash now has 24-hour renewing micro moisture for continuous care. New Dove Body Wash. Change is beautiful.
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students. This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
These epic offers won't last forever.
Right now, the risk for wildfires in Wisconsin. Dozens recorded over the last week. What fire officials want you to know.
Plus, a problem spot for local police, a list of police calls to the location of Madison's latest homicide, and what the city is doing about it.
And here's your first look outside this morning. A muggy day on tap with a chance for storms, Kelly.
Yeah, we are tracking some storms. Right now it's quiet around here, but we are seeing some showers and storms in Iowa. Some of that instability headed our way may bring us a few showers later today. Better chances tomorrow. We'll track it for you coming up.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning on a Wednesday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. Meteorologist Kelly Slifka working on his birthday. My goodness.
Yeah.
But you're giving yourself a pretty nice day.
Yeah, beautiful day. You know, we've had this beautiful stretch of weather, and it looks like it's going to start to warm up a little bit more humidity going over the next couple of days. What we really need is some rain. Most of the rain has been firing up across parts of Iowa and Minnesota. That's where they've seen these showers and storms fire up the last several afternoons. Eventually, that instability is headed our way and at least bringing us opportunities for some rain. They're not great, but at least they are there for the rest of the week. Mild this morning. It's a nice start to the day. 60 in Madison, 63 in the Dells, as warm as 68 right now in Mineral Point. So a milder start to the day. Very warm this afternoon. Upper 80s, most of the day dry. Can't rule out an isolated shower here and there. They should be brief if you do run into one of them, and consider yourself lucky. First 90 expected later this week, maybe carrying into the weekend. And we do have those chances of showers and storms for the rest of the week. I think the best chance of a little bit more activity will develop tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures in the 60s rising through the 70s, mid-80s already at the noon hour, partly sunny skies. As we get after 3 o'clock or so, we'll start to see a couple of these showers fire up. But our future track just not indicating much. So consider yourself lucky if you see one of those showers. May cool you off a little bit and bring you a little bit of rain. Otherwise, dry this morning. Temperatures in the upper 60s already at 10 o'clock, up to 80, 85 at the noon hour. So we're definitely in the summer-like weather pattern into the weekend. We'll take a look at the better chances of rain for tomorrow, come up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly Slifka, thank you very much. Hey, you're going to want to keep an eye on your First Warn Weather app this afternoon, this week, to track the potential for storms and that heat. Our First Warn Weather team will be pushing out any updates in real time. If you don't have it, just search for WISC Weather in your app store.
Now a live look at Door County from the Door County Maritime Museum, where just across the water, 3 counties are at a very high fire risk today. 55 of Wisconsin's 72 counties are under a high fire risk. Our entire viewing area under a high fire risk this morning. The DNR and fire departments responded to more than 90 wildfires across the state last week. Officials say greener foliage has helped crews quickly stop the fires, but recent dry weather and low humidity have raised that risk back up. To prevent more fires from sparking, the DNR plans to suspend burn permits for areas that are under increased fire threats.
An update now on an apartment fire on Madison's south side. 2 people out of their homes here. This happened yesterday afternoon along Petra Place. You're seeing a map of the location. It's near the Parkway Family Restaurant. Firefighters were able to put out a grease fire in a woman's kitchen as she was cooking. Both the kitchen and the living room were heavily damaged, but luckily nobody was hurt.
Continuing coverage now, it's been about a week since a man was shot and killed outside of Lush on Madison's east side. Now, new police scanner audio obtained by News 3 Now paints a picture of a chaotic scene, something neighboring businesses and police say isn't uncommon. Police records show officers have been called to Lush nearly 36 times in the last 6 months. The calls include burglary, battery, and most recently, a weapons offense turned homicide. It's an issue Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes says his department has been aware of for some time.
You have some responsibility to ensure that it is a safe environment for your customers. And if you can't do that, then unfortunately there are some civil remedies that we will be looking forward to.
Chief Barnes adds the police have served a temporary restraining order on Lush to halt operations while they investigate the business. Police are still looking for any information related to last weekend's shooting.
Developing news this morning, Wisconsin Republicans are releasing a package of measures that would tweak the state's abortion ban. One measure would increase the penalty for anyone besides the mother who performs or causes an abortion to 12.5 years in prison. Another bill would clarify that medical procedures designed to save a pregnant woman's life but could harm the child don't qualify as abortion, things like C-sections and removal of a miscarriage. Governor Evers is likely to veto both of those bills.
New this morning, a Madison man in custody this morning accused of speeding away from an officer on the Beltline at more than 100 miles an hour. The Monona police chief says an officer was looking for speeders near Southtown Drive Monday when an officer pulled over a driver for going 80. But when they were all on the shoulder, the driver took off, hitting speeds over 100 miles an hour. Officers tracked him down about an hour later and arrested him. He faces tentative charges this morning of felony eluding and a parole violation. 6:34 now. Aging roadways in Wisconsin are costing you, the driver, $736 a year. And with temperatures rising, the risk of roads buckling increases. The DOT says eastbound lanes of Highway 12 at Highway 33 are closed due to a buckle, and more buckles have been reported between Middleton and Lake Delton along Highway 12. The DOT is reminding drivers to be aware.
So why does buckling happen in the first place? Warmer weather is the #1 reason. When temperatures go from cool to hot, slabs of pavement expand and then push against other pieces. Barry Pay from the Wisconsin DOT tells us exactly how this happens.
Like a small, what you would call like a little explosion of concrete to shoot up, and that's really what a buckle is. It's that pavement joint has failed, and therefore we're having the concrete kind of move around and just become a debris field on the pavement.
Pay says if you drive over a buckle, not only could it damage your car, but it could damage someone else's too if the pavement gets thrown back by your tires. The problem is really unavoidable thanks to the type of seasonal changes in temperatures we see in the Midwest. Pay says the DOT does its best to respond to each buckle as soon as it's reported.
More local news in Sauk County. A 10-year-old doe at a deer farm testing positive for chronic wasting disease. The Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection says the farm where the deer was located is now under quarantine. Officials will now conduct an investigation. The release did not name, though, the farm in question, nor did it say when the positive test was confirmed. CWD is a deadly disease that affects deer, elk, and moose.
Around the state, our recent dry spell taking a toll on farmers and their crops. Corn and soybeans planted less than a month ago are having a tough time in the dry soil right now. In Waterford, the Malsheen family farm doesn't use irrigation, so they've been hit especially hard this season. The family says without rain, advances in farming genetics are keeping their crops alive.
The soybeans are essentially at a standstill right now, and that's what the genetics have done, is they allow the plant to just survive, waiting for that rain to come. We're just entering a very crucial time to get some rain, otherwise we're going to start cutting into what the potential yields are.
Rows of corn are popping up despite the dry spell, but the family says genetic engineering can only go so far. 6:37, another live look outside at the Sturgeon Bay Marina this morning. The risk for wildfires high in that part of the state. It's high here too. It's causing problems for farmers, for everybody else. After the break, Kelly's timing out the possibility for some badly needed rain.
Also ahead, a new push by the government to make your prescription medications easier to take.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Josh Brighter. It is May 31st. That means it's the end of the month, and we're taking a look back at some of the inspirational stories and fun we've had in the 608.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get a new Ford Edge with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Hey, what's up with no seatbelt?
We're not going far. Just heading to town.
Really?
Don't worry, folks. I got this.
What the?
Come on, man. You're more likely to get in a crash on a shorter trip. So buckle up every trip, every time.
Got it?
Got it.
Click it or tick it. Together, we can save lives.
Looking for a smarter way to mop? Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop. An all-in-one cleaning tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. Our new cleaning pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips that absorb and lock dirt away. And it has a 360-degree swivel head that goes places a regular mop just can't. So you can clean your home faster than ever. Don't mop harder, mop smarter with the new Swiffer Power Mop.
At McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo, we know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. At McGann's, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples to senior citizens, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. And remember, at McGann's, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed, more than $500,000 recovered, and we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now.
One mission, to end breast cancer. Join us on Saturday, June 10th at 9 a.m. for the Susan G. Komen South Central Wisconsin More Than Pink Walk. Please register today and witness the power you have to change lives.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
On the Health Watch this morning, the FDA wants to make it easier to understand how to safely take prescription medications. The proposal is a one-page guide that would include the drug's name, what it's used for, safety information, common side effects, and directions on how to take it. The FDA says nearly 75% of Americans have had trouble taking their meds as directed. The public's being asked for input on the proposal during the next 60 days before the rule is finalized.
A new study says more children are having weight loss surgery. The number of kids ages 10 to 19 having metabolic and bariatric surgeries, it's been on the rise since 2016. But between 2020 and 21, it jumped 19%, even as the number of adults having the surgery dipped during the pandemic. According to the CDC, childhood obesity impacts 1 in 5 kids in the U.S.
Let's check in with Kelly Slifka outside on the patio this morning. A little muggy out there, but we're going to need it if we're going to get any sort of rain today.
Yeah, that humidity and milder temperatures bringing out the bugs as well. You'll probably notice that this morning. Although we do have plenty of sunshine right now, we are expecting some clouds to build up a little bit later on today and hopefully bring us some rain. That don't have great chances today, maybe a little bit better tomorrow. And it's all due to some instability that's off to the west. Most of the showers and storms have been firing up across the plains, rumbling into parts of Minnesota, Iowa, and Missouri. So far, we've been fairly stable, but this system is moving a little bit closer to us, so that will bring in at least an opportunity of seeing a shower develop later today. These will be very brief and won't amount to a whole lot. What a beautiful picture from our Edgewater Sky Cam right now. Lake Mendota, basically smooth as glass this morning. Now, we do have some rain opportunities the next few days, but don't get your hopes up too high for widespread beneficial rains. Most locations picking up less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. That's provided that you actually see some of this. So these are going to be scattered to widely scattered. We need it for the month of May. We haven't even had an inch. We should typically have had over almost 4 inches of rain. So far, 87/100ths of an inch. And of course, this is the last day. I don't think we're going to add to that. Our deficit, over 3 inches for the month of May. We are going to be heating up. Upper 80s to near 90 today, right through the upcoming weekend. That humidity will crank up. Not too bad today. In the upper 50s, still bearable. It will creep into the lower 60s, it looks like, tomorrow going into Friday. Some scattered showers and storms. The best chance for some of this activity will be coming in tomorrow. Today, we're going to warm up quickly, already starting to warm up. We'll be in the 80s later this morning, mid-80s at that by the noon hour. Upper 80s expected today. Right now, 55 in Lone Rock, 64 in the Dells. We're at 60 in Austin, or in Madison, 65 right now in Stoughton, 65 in Rockdale and Cottage Grove, 64 also in Sun Prairie. Partly sunny skies today, headed into the mid-80s at the noon hour. Should be dry. Couple of showers popping up on radar. Consider yourself lucky if you do see one of these. Most of us staying dry. Upper 80s expected this afternoon. Tomorrow we'll start out dry through the noon hour. As we get toward 2 o'clock, a little bit more activity showing up on radar. but it looks like these will be brief and pass on fairly quickly as we rise in the upper 80s. You will notice that humidity, though, creep up, and a lot of that activity will diminish after 7, 8 o'clock going into tomorrow. First warm forecast, we do have some of these widely scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm through Friday. Still very warm and humid this weekend, but temperatures in the upper 80s through low 90s. It looks like it'll be dry this weekend. Cools down a little bit next week with a cold front, maybe an isolated storm late Monday.
All right, Kelly Slifka, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. 6:45, it's the last day of the month, so it's time to take a look back at all the fun we had in the 608 this May.
Josh Sprider's in the studio this morning to show us. There's that beep again. Kelly Slifka's beep to try to get back inside the building.
Oh, that's what's going on.
All right, let's get back on track. Josh Sprider, you had a lot of fun, memorable moments pretty much all month long.
Yeah, it was another busy month, and I tell you what, time flies when you're having fun. And with a ton of new memories right in our own backyard, let's take a look back at some of those inspirational stories in the 608. Look who showed up this morning, guys. Bucky Badger himself, exclusively here on News 3 Now this morning. A lot of excitement. Go Badgers, 100 days. You guys have dozens of these kind of all over. Some a little bit easier to spot than others. It's so good.
Look at your face.
I know,
oh my
it's
goodness.
all over the place.
All right, well, let him eat. Meantime, if you have any inspiring stories for Josh, email him for a chance to be featured.
$209 a pound, so this is probably worth a couple of dollars here, this one little piece.
Tiny little shaving.
Oh my gosh. That is so good. Photojournalist Mark Schilling, would you like some? There you go. I do have a box on standby. If Mark and I don't finish this first.
Don't even think about it, Mark.
We've got Jack and John. They have cream puffs for us this morning. These are the first cream puffs of the weekend. Guys, back to you.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Oh, very jealous.
Jeez,
very
Josh.
jealous.
Bring some back.
Good lift. I think we got a competitor here.
Oh my goodness.
We'll see you tomorrow morning.
I think I'm looking pretty good so far this morning. I think Mark's over here, I think. Oh, yes, I hear him snapping his finger.
Over here, Josh.
The McFarland man reminisces his family farm with this.
My dad over in the end of the barn would say, giddy up. My mom would make the horse go, and the hay would go into the barn on the hay fork.
That's so cool. I mean, you got into big detail. Checking out the duck pond and what's new for experiences this year. They also are giving you a whole new bathroom experience. They updated everything as far as here. So fans are going to be feeling very grateful for this new bathroom. We got a little cheese grate on the...
He had to fit in a pun. Can't get through a live shot without a pun, Josh.
All right, Chris Stanford. Do you have that bird book handy?
Oh, my
Look
siblings.
at what's up for auction
no,
right now.
I don't. The big red one in the middle is a cardinal, I can tell you that.
Nice job. Proud of you. I see a hummingbird, a white-breasted nuthatch, perhaps, in the corner.
The blue jay on there.
I am signing you up for the Audubon Society. That is just a thing of beauty.
Cheesing away. I love that end shot. Remember, you can always watch our features by going to channel3000.com/in-the608. So real talk here, guys. You know that moment that you're biting into that burger, Leah, that actually didn't make air on News 3 Now this morning. Mark Schilling was capturing that on his camera like he tends to do with all of my shenanigans because you never know what's going to happen. So that's why he peeled the graphic back to show the real yummy goodness happening behind that
Couldn't
screen.
let that go, could you?
No.
Thank you, Mark.
Good television. Give the people what they want.
Hey, we're always hungry. I know it's like, whatever. We love our food.
Oh, good stuff. Hey, good month, Josh.
What a fun month.
Good month.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured.
Okay, it's a crucial day for that compromise bill on the debt ceiling. How that vote is looking this morning, coming up in the morning sprint.
But first, it is May 31st. We want to say happy birthday to this little guy, David, and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us here on the program.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Action. Get up to 50% off list prices at the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture. Like this recliner, free when you purchase the reclining sofa. How about a Lazy Boy recliner as low as $375? Up to 50% off only at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
At Papa Murphy's, we do more than just pizza. We do calzones.
Papa Murphy's does calzones?
Oh, I think you mean I do the calzones.
And how do you do it, Dad?
How do I do it? How do I do it?
Oh, well, we do it with fresh ingredients and hand-shredded cheese tucked in a scratch-made dough.
That's how, honey.
At Papa Murphy's, we make great pizza.
Hey, don't forget the calzones.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
Very loud. It sounds like a bull running through a china shop. I don't know what else to say.
People don't realize how nice a door can run until they get it serviced. It's whisper quiet. Your neighbors will thank you.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
That's me before Dawn Power Wash. Now Power Wash gives me the power of an overnight soak in minutes, with 3 cleaning boosters not found in traditional dish soaps that help break down, loosen, and lift away food and grease. So much faster. It's more than soap. It's Power Wash.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 nerve care company. Nervive contains ALA to relieve nerve aches and B-complex vitamins to fortify healthy nerves. Try Nervive and try Nervive Pain Relieving Roll-On.
It's bacon! Smoky bacon, meaty bacon, tasty bacon, bacon! Oh, I love you.
Dogs go bonkers for bacon.
And try bacon pizza flavor.
Pizza!
It's time to bring balance to business travel and discover the equilibrium that works for you. At National, you're in control. Skip the counter, choose any car in the aisle, and manage your rental right from the app. So you can mix work with leisure, or leisure with work, giving you the control to find the perfect balance. Go National. Go like a pro.
Here we go.
And action!
Now at Slumberland, $4.99 gets you a lot, like a Sealy Posturepedic mattress, plus a 7-piece bedding bundle free. Yep, get a fitted sheet, flat sheet, 2 pillows, 2 pillowcases, and a duvet, all for just $4.99. Hurry, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Cut!
Yes.
Stop into Anytime Fitness now and get the summer free. Hurry, offer ends June 30th.
6:51, time for the morning sprint.
We start with elevated fire risks around the state today. The DNR says 55 of Wisconsin's 72 counties are under a high fire risk. 3 northern counties of very high risk. Our entire area is currently under a threat. The DNR and fire departments across the state responding to more than 90 wildfires last week alone. To prevent more, the DNR plans to suspend burn permits for areas under the highest threats.
A family's cat dead this morning after a fire at a Monona home. It happened yesterday morning. Crews were called to Pheasant Hill Road near the United Methodist Church around 3 o'clock. Officers found a garage and a camper engulfed in flames. No injuries reported other than the cat that died. The cause is being investigated. Damage estimates, though, over $750,000.
Police records show officers have been called to the Lush Lounge nearly 3 dozen times in the last 6 months. It's the location of Madison's latest homicide last week. Other police calls show everything from burglary to battery. The department says there's a temporary restraining order on Lush to halt operations while they investigate the business.
New details about a Fitchburg shooting that happened Monday. Shots reported fired on High Ridge Trail near the Thirsty Goat around 7 o'clock. Police got there to find 2 people with gunshot wounds, and then a third man got to the hospital with serious wounds. The victims remain hospitalized. Their conditions have stabilized since. Officers believe the 3 were involved in a fight before the shooting.
A vote on the debt ceiling agreement is headed to the House floor this morning. It narrowly passed a bipartisan committee yesterday. Several Republicans and Democrats have outright said they would not vote for the bill. More are uncertain. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says the U.S. has until Monday before it runs out of money.
5 people still unaccounted for this morning. 2 possibly still in the rubble of that Iowa apartment collapse. The building partially collapsed Sunday. A woman just rescued recently after officials said no residents were left inside. Canines, drones, thermal imaging, train rescuers all continue to search for more people in the rubble.
Another Republican could enter the race for president. Allies of Chris Christie are rallying behind him to run. They formed a super PAC in support. Christie says he believes he could appeal to enough independents to beat President Biden in the general election.
A watchdog group wants to keep a super PAC associated with Ron DeSantis from receiving tens of millions of dollars. An FEC complaint says more than $80 million raised by the Florida governor through a state political committee has been channeled to a federal super PAC. Such funds aren't allowed to go directly to presidential campaigns, though. Historically, the FEC has declined to stop such transfers from taking place.
Nearly 5 years after the worst anti-Semitic attack in U.S. history, the trial for the shooter now underway. Yesterday, opening statements detailed the killings of 11 people inside a Pittsburgh synagogue in 2018. The defense painted a picture that the shooter was a loner who became delusional. Robert Bowers could face the death penalty.
Another state neighboring Wisconsin now legalizing recreational marijuana. Minnesota, the 23rd state to legalize adult use cannabis and the 3rd Midwestern state to do so. Under the measure, Minnesota residents who are 21 and older will be able to possess up to 2 ounces of marijuana flower in public and 2 pounds at home starting August 1st.
The Manhattan solstice, or Manhattan henge, only happens twice a year. Take a look at this video. The sun aligning with the New York City's street grid just perfectly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it just happened. So it's going to happen again in just a couple of weeks on July 30th.
All right, very cool. It's 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock as we are seeing some of the sun coming up. Just a beautiful shot now from our sky cam at Queen Bee Radio in Platteville. Looking at some sun this morning. It's a milder start to the morning. Right now we're looking at 65 degrees here in Madison, 67 in the Dells. A little cooler in some of the valley spots this morning. A warm afternoon. In fact, by the noon hour, we're talking about mid-80s, partly sunny skies. As we get toward about 3 o'clock, we'll see a couple of showers pop up, a little bit more humidity in the air. These will be very spotty. Consider yourself lucky if you see one of these. They should dissipate fairly quickly as we get toward the dinner hour. Expecting upper 80s today. So it's going to be a warm, very warm afternoon. Mid-80s at the noon hour, upper 80s later today. Once again, an isolated shower. It's going to be brief, so obviously don't cancel any plans, and most of us won't see them. Hopefully we do get some rain, though. We do have that in the first warn forecast tomorrow. A little bit better chance, we'll call it scattered, about 40% chance coverage. Still a chance on Friday, then we're dry and very warm for the upcoming weekend.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. Stay with us, folks. Another news and weather update coming up in about half an hour.